Yo puedo ofrecerte una vida muy interesante.
Yo puedo ofrecerte una vida muy interesante. Yo puedo means I can, and ofrecerte is a word formed by ofrecer, to offer, plus the pronoun te. This pronoun refers to the second person in a sentence and can be translated into you, to you, or for you. So ofrecerte basically means to offer you. Una refers to a female singular noun, whereas un refers to a masculine singular noun, but both of them translates to English as a or an. The noun in this line is vida, life, and it's followed by adjectives muy and interesante, meaning very interesting. So altogether, yo puedo ofrecerte una vida muy interesante means I can offer you a very interesting life.
Pero depende para ti que es interesante.
Pero depende para ti que es interesante. This is one of those cases in songs where things are phrased a bit differently than usual in order to stick to a rhyme. So just FYI, in regular speech, this will actually be pero depende de qué es interesante para ti. The conjunction pero means but, and depende, from the verb depender, to depend, means it depends. Para means for or to, and ti is another pronoun to refer to a second person. So para ti means for you or to you. The word que in this context means what, and it's used here to indicate Camilo wonders or is unsure about what es interesante for her or to her. Es, from the verb ser, to be, means is, and interesante again means interesting. So altogether, pero depende para ti que es interesante means, but it depends on what is interesting to you.
Si estás pensando en discotecas, carros y diamantes.
Si estás pensando en discotecas, carros y diamantes. Si is the Spanish term for if, so it's used in a conditional clause. Conditional sentences have two parts, the condition, starting with si, and the main clause, which indicates what will happen if the condition is met. For example, si llueve, no iremos a la playa. If it rains, we won't go to the beach. Estás, from the verb estar, to be, means you are. And pensando is the gerund form of the verb pensar, to think. This tense, formed by the correct conjugation of the verb estar, plus a verb in its gerund form, is the equivalent to the English present continuous. So, estás pensando means you are thinking. The word en, usually used as a preposition, means in this context about or of. Discotecas is the plural of discoteca, which refers to a nightclub. This is the first of the three expensive things Camilo will refer to. The second one is carros, the plural of carro, which is how some Latin Americans refer to cars. Another common words for car in Spanish are auto and coche. And finally, diamantes, meaning diamonds. So this whole conditional clause, si estás pensando en discotecas, carros y diamantes, means if you're thinking of nightclubs, cars, and diamonds. Let's check the main clause next.
Entonces puede que para ti sea insignificante.
Entonces puede que para ti sea insignificante. As well as in English, the word entonces, meaning then, can be added or just implied at the beginning of a main clause, but adding it in this case definitely helped the rhyme. Puede, from the verb poder, is used to indicate a possibility, as it can or it may, would. Do not confuse this with another popular meaning of poder, which is power. Que, in this case, means that. And when this word is part of a subordinate clause in English, sometimes it's excluded. For example, when in Spanish you would say, creo que ella es bonita, in English you could either say, I think that she's cute, or I think she's cute, omitting the word that. Pa, on the other hand, is a short colloquial way of saying para, so pa ti is another way of saying for you. Sea is the subjunctive of the verb ser, to be, and we use this verb form to indicate something is uncertain. We are not sure if it's actually happening. For example, espero que él sea un buen amigo. I hope he is a good friend. Finally, insignificante means insignificant. So altogether, this main clause, entonces puede que para ti sea insignificante, means then it may be insignificant for you.
No es vida de rico, pero se pasa bien rico.
No es vida de rico, pero se pasa bien rico. No es means it is not. Vida, again, means life, and de is usually translated to of or from. So no es vida de means it is not life of. Then we have the word rico, which is used 2 times in this line, but with 2 different meanings. The first time, in the context of how life is not, it refers to someone rich, a rich person. So, no es vida de rico means it is not the life of a rich person or it is not a rich person's life. Pero, again, means but, and the pronoun se has different uses. When followed by a singular verb, it's used in an impersonal way or referring to a tacit subject, as the word oneself does in English. Pasa, from the verb pasar, to pass or to spend, in the sense of spending time, is in fact a singular verb. So se pasa refers to how one spends time. Bien is a flexible positive word with lots of translations. The most common one is well, but it can also mean very or really. And finally we have rico again, but this time referring to something nice or great. This is most commonly used when talking about food. When you're having something that you like how it tastes, you would say, for example, qué rico. But in some Latin American countries, it's used in other pleasant contexts too, like in these examples.
Vamos a entrar a la reserva, vamos a pasar un rico día de playa.
Ay, qué rico, un poquito de sol.
So, no es vida de rico, pero se pasa bien rico, means it is not the life of a rich person, but one has a really good time. You can learn this entire song and many others in Fluent U. Interactive subtitles ensure that you understand every word, including idioms that are often missed in regular dictionaries. Its video dictionary makes it easy for you to understand exactly how a word is used so that you'll be able to use it confidently later. Plus, by providing personalized quizzes, Fluent U makes it easy and effective to practice what you learn. Click the link in the description below to get a 2-week free trial and quiz yourself on all the grammar you're learning with this video. Then come back and let me know how you did in the comments below.
Y si en la casa no alcanza pa'l aire, te pongo abanico.
Y si en la casa no alcanza pa'l aire, te pongo abanico. Here we have another conditional sentence. Y si means and if. En in this context is used as a preposition, so it means in or at. And la is the Spanish definite article for singular female nouns, so we can translate it into the, which is the only definite article in English. Then casa means house, no means no, and alcanza, from the verb alcanzar, has some different meanings. It most commonly refers to the action of reaching or catching, but when talking about buying things, it usually refers to having enough money or not. For example, ese dinero alcanza para la gasolina. That money is enough for the gasoline. As previously mentioned, pa is a short for para, for, and when the letter L is attached at the end, it replaces the definite article el. So you could either say para él or pal, and they both will mean for the. Then the word aire, air by itself, colloquially refers to an equipment of aire acondicionado, air conditioner. So this first section, y si en la casa no alcanza pa'l aire, which is a conditional clause, means literally and if at the house is not enough for the air conditioner, but could be more naturally translated into and if at home there's not enough money for an air conditioner. Finally, the main clause or the consequence of the previous conditional clause is formed by te, which again is an indirect object pronoun referring to you, and this is followed by pongo, from the verb poner, to put. So, te pongo means literally I put you, but can also be translated into I get you. And what he would get her is an abanico. The actual meaning of this word refers to a hand fan, the one you move back and forth to cool yourself. But in some Latin American countries, they use the same word to refer to the actual electrical appliance. In other Spanish-speaking locations, they actually call this last one ventilador. So the main clause, te pongo abanico, means I get you a fan. And both clauses together, y si en la casa no alcanza para el aire, te pongo abanico, mean, and if at home there's not enough money for an air conditioner, I'll get you a fan.
Yo no tengo pa' darte ni un peso, pero sí puedo darte mis besos.
Yo no tengo pa' darte ni un peso, pero sí puedo darte mis besos. Yo no means I don't, and tengo again means I have. So yo no tengo means I don't have. Pa again means for, and darte, formed by the verb dar, to give, plus the pronoun te we mentioned before, means to give you. The word ni sometimes works as a conjunction as neither nor do in English. For example, ni mi amigo ni yo vamos al partido. Neither me nor my friend are going to the game. But ni can also mean not even. Let's check these examples on Fluent Use Video Dictionary.
Pero ni un mensaje.
No podemos creer ni una palabra que salga de su boca.
Ni un día más. Yo podré vivir sin ti.
The indefinite article un means a, and peso is how local currencies are called in most Latin American countries. So when you say no tengo un peso, you mean you don't have a peso or you don't have any money. So yo no tengo pa darte ni un peso means I don't have any money to give you. We already went through most of the words in the following section, pero sí puedo darte mis besos. Pero sí puedo darte means but I can give you. Mis is the plural of mi, meaning my or mine, and besos means kisses. So, pero sí puedo darte mis besos means but I can give you my kisses.
Pa' sacarte yo tengo poquito, pero es gratis bailar pegadito.
Pa' sacarte yo tengo poquito, pero es gratis bailar pegadito. Here we have pa again and the verb sacar to take out plus the you pronoun te. So pa' sacarte means to take you out. Yo means I plus tengo from the verb tener to have means I have. Then poquito, the diminutive of poco, means little. Diminutives are used a lot in Spanish, especially in Latin America, and you can usually recognize them by their ending ito or ita. When Camilo says yo tengo poquito, I have little, it's implied that he's still talking about money. He has little money to take her out. Pero es means but it is, gratis means free, then the verb bailar means to dance, and finally pegadito is an informal way of saying pegadito, the diminutive of pegado, glued. And this is a metaphor because no one would actually dance glued to another person, but of course it refers to dancing closely. So altogether, pa' sacarte yo tengo poquito, pero es gratis bailar pegadito means I have little money to take you out, but dancing closely is free. And talking about free, if you want to study these phrases later, we've prepared a free PDF. Click the link in the description below.
Yo no tengo pa' abrirte champaña, pero sí cervecita en la playa.
Yo no tengo pa' abrirte champaña, pero sí cervecita en la playa. Yo no tengo pa, again, means I don't have for, and this phrase keeps referring to Camilo lacking money. This time for abrirte champaña, to open champagne for you. So the first section of this line, yo no tengo pa abrirte champaña, literally means I don't have money to open champagne for you. Pero, but, sí cervecita en la playa. Sí means yes, and of course, it's used to express a positive affirmation, opposing to the negative one on the previous section. Then cervecita is the diminutive of cerveza, beer, and en la playa means on the beach. So this second section would literally translate into but yes, beer on the beach. In context, we know that's opposed to not having any money for champagne. So a more natural translation of the entire line would be I don't have money to open champagne for you, but I do for beer on the beach.
Aunque es poco lo que yo te ofrezco con orgullo.
Aunque es poco lo que yo te ofrezco con orgullo. Aunque means although, and es poco means it's little. Lo is a word with multiple meanings, but when paired with que, forming lo que, the phrase means what. Yo again means I, and te once more refers to you. Ofrezco is the first person form of the verb ofrecer, to offer. Then con means with, and finally orgullo means pride. So when you do something con orgullo, you do something with pride or proudly. Altogether, aunque es poco lo que yo te ofrezco con orgullo, means, although it is little what I offer you proudly.
Todo lo que tengo es tuyo.
Todo lo que tengo es tuyo. Finally, todo means everything. Lo que, again, means what. Tengo, again, means I have. And es tuyo means is yours. So todo lo que tengo es tuyo is translated literally to everything what I have is yours, but a more natural way to put this would be all I have is yours. If you want to keep learning Spanish with songs, in this next video I break down Shakira's Me Enamoré. I focus on Spanish verbs and various different conjugations over there, so it's a great way to complement what you just learned. See you there!